a group of level 12 adventurers that have found their way from the Menagerie Coast in Port Damali through the uh, the Sirios Mountains into Diastock, shunt across the land to the lands of Jorhaus, and made your way back to Zadash, where you had a bit of a reprieve and you prepared for this monster slaying contest. And at the tail end of that, this winged horned creature interrupted your good times with the battle as the Kryn laid a solid attack on the city of Zadash. You fought with them until you could no more, and you retreated back to your house where it was getting blown up by some cultist members. You let them do it and run away. You put it out. You were greeted that morning by Lady Truskin, who asked you to make a move under the city and release a righteous brand company that has been held within the Marrow Keep. Dodging around the iller fates of the sewers, you made your way up, putting out multiple groups of Kryn Dynasty soldiers, freeing Captain Grey Mountain Dark and the rest of his troop. You ascended the stairs after he gave you the information about the beacon that was lit. As you got to the top, the Noctua split to the right, and the company of righteous brand soldiers split to the left. Back and forth the battle went. Axes and swords, spells being cast, screams heard all around the city, until the beacon was destroyed by you guys. Well, dismantled. And the sun came out. The leftover righteous brand and city watch and the king's army that has come down from Rexingtrim quickly dismissed the Kryn soldiers that were here. You guys had a conversation with one of the members of the Solstice Academy, the Cerberus Assembly. That was Headmaster Zavan Margolin. He ended up taking the beacon away in a lead box, and you guys went back to the good house that Lady Truskin gave you. Marlowe casted some druidic spells that let leaves and vines overgrow where the charred marks were from the attack the night before. The rest of you filtered into your chambers and found your sleep as Alton made his way to his room, into his closet, put before him a gift from an acquaintance you guys met probably about a month ago. Did the incantation, and I'm going to let you take it from here, Jeffrey.
All right.
So,
My voice is killing me too. So I'm probably not going to do the Alton that much.
sounds good. What happens as you put this small door that has 3 or 4 different high value components attached to it happen?
So when having trouble talking. This is killing me because it's supposed to be my talking point, and I'm worried I'm going to get the hiccups. So the gate expands and sort of just creates like a cosmic window that I imagine there's some sort of door mechanism, a door handle,
Yeah,
a latch, something just because mechanically people can go in and out and it can be locked.
100%. Yeah, there's a silver, not your traditional like doorknob, but like one of those fancy thin ones that kind of kick out, swirl like an S or you know whatever sign that is.
Yeah. And so as soon as he enters, you can see a hallway that kind of goes off in left and right. But if you were to pay attention, you'd see that it sort of curves slightly inward, like it's a big ring. And you go to the next egress, which could just look like anything. In fact, as you see down the halls, there's just a lot of unmarked doors. Occasionally, some stand out, but not the doors. Not any different. It's just like the molding around it might be slightly unique in some way. But he just keeps heading straight, and this time when he opens it, there's like a pause. There's nothing there. It's almost sort of spectral, astral, cosmic space, just kind of a gap there. And then all of a sudden, a sort of floor slides into position, almost like a elevator, but it's really an inner set of spinning rings. And so he moves from there into the next inner ring, and he shuts the door behind him. He goes down the hall to the right a little bit, and then there is a door that's more extravagant than some of the others. And this one, he just God damn you, Ethan. He just steps in, and at this point, it's sort of the floor exists in a sort of space, a void of nothing. And the floor is almost like a matte metal, like catwalk kind of material, like that. Like that's you can see through the diamond pattern below into the void of nothing, and if you look up, it's nothing. I imagine it's, I don't know, like being on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean. Probably the scariest thing I can possibly imagine. But just you can see space above in the center of the room, and really you kind of get a rounded dome sense, even though you can't see any actual boundaries to like the ceiling or whatever. You get a sense that it's domed like a planetarium, and in the center of it is like those old school, safety bars and it just kind of goes around the center, and you can see a projection of Exandria in the center of it, and then you can see some other small kind of planetoids moving around it, which any of you guys would recognize as the two moons. And there's a big like plaque, like if you're at someplace really high and you can put coins in to look through those binocular things. Right next to, like, there's always that plaque. There's a thing that looks just like that. And Alton takes off his astrolabe, pops it in, and adjusts the setting to not, rather than today, he sets it back a few weeks and then adjusts some things and just starts to like look up at the sky and then look back at Exandria and the location of closest bodies.
You notice several things. You notice that Calathus, which is the main moon, the one that we as players would associate as our moon, is half waxed, and going through its process. As you twist the fate back, you see across the map of Exandria. Hold on. A glow in Port Damali, a glow in Stilben Teldori, a glow in Oman Teldori, and a glow in Ankrial Marquette. You would also notice, like, as you stop probably halfway and have to do like one of those rewind fast forward things like on the VHS,
Yeah, and I have to both look down and look up in order to get the full situation of it.
Ruidus, a couple days in that, for some weird reason, glows brighter than normal, then fades, then glows, then fades. It's like a vermilion color when it glows, unlike the brownish that Ruidus. When you can see Ruidus, it's like that like light brown, maybe a hint of red or purple, magenta in the low, like just in the horizon. It never really gets up much further than that. But as you're doing this, you see it go from like that standard color to this almost blood red, and then fade back down, and then brighten up to this red, and fade back down. It's kind of weird, like recalling shit. But
I'm gonna make a note of that. I will make a note of that, and yeah, that's right. It seems like I should look into more historical instances of Ruidus and its blood red moments. There's got to be a better word for it. And perhaps if I can recreate ties to some of the past events, I could start to predict some of the future ones. But it's getting way too late to try to dive into that.
is this your chambers? Like
I would say that this is my equivalent of a laboratory.
Okay.
It's probably like if I were like if I were a more traditional wizard and had some like super arcane tower tip that was like where I focused all my power, this would be it.
Okay.
But it is part lab, part study.
So
I do have libraries, and I do have separate quarters.
yeah. So in this instance, as you're like manipulating what has happened and like just looking over the constellations and going back and forth for a minute, you see like the as soon as Ruda shines red, make a perception check, please. The rest of you, please bear with us.
23.
23? Oh,
23.
great. About the second time that you bring it back, like you go through and you start bringing it back to the current date, you see like as you come over Ruidus, you see the faint glimmer of a door. And you pass through it like, did I just see that? And you continue back through and you hit that the latest moment where Ruidus shined red. And this time you're paying attention and you stop. You halt everything in this massive mechanical, magical instrument, and a door off to the side, probably 20-30 feet to the wall, just sits there with like a magical shimmer.
There, right on the wall of my most inner sanctum.
Yes.
No one even knows I'm in here. I'm going to mark down the exact coordinates based off my astrolabe. I can do that very quickly.
Yeah, I'll get you the date.
Oh, that's all right for now.
I'll get you the date.
I'm ear noting it now for later meta games, so I can be like, remember I said I knew that.
I would say this is about a week ago.
What the f are we doing a week ago? God, that was probably like a year in IRL time. I mean,
flashback to a week ago when
wait a minute. Emmett just gotten a haircut. That's right.
I think about this time you guys were engaged with the Lich. Or actually, no.
I thought we'd be murdering.
You did a bunch of break
some
time.
Newborn
You did a
spam.
bunch of downtime after the Lich. So it was just some night that you probably couldn't have checked the stars from Zadash.
Well, opportunity only seldomly comes knocking and then opening a door in your private masturbatorium, but once or twice a lifetime. So, I suppose I'll shake my robes out, brush my beard down, look presentable, and I will enter.
Is this called Alton's Masturbatorium?
No, that's only what he calls it to himself. It's
That's official canon. That's the masturbatorium.
Yeah,
That's the best.
That's the
masturbatorium. It's really called, if you drop the M, it's the Astropatorium.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
I wish you were here, Marlo, just defending all of you against me. But yes.
So
no, this is Marlo in your head. You're having this inner thought.
My astral Marlo.
So you enter the doorway.
Yeah, I'm going, I guess.
It's not a large room. Maybe 15 by 20. Much like what modern day folks would think they would see when they enter the FBI. like a special investigations room or something. First thing you see on the wall is a massive map of Exandria. Here, I'm gonna drop it in general. Or actually, I will drop it
I happen
in
to be very good with maps.
Diaries. The one that Tushar set up. Let me upload a file and drop that there, and then go back here so you guys can look at it. That's a whole map of Exandria. You see, like, a pedestal of sorts. Like, what's something that a teacher would put his notes on when he gives lessons? You know, like
a lectern.
Yeah, kind of. And it's open up, and Alton, you immediately feel like pulled to it. Like you can see that the parchment is fine and of importance. And it reads Noctua. It's about time that you learn the powers that they gave you. And I should also let you know that you may be the last hope for Exandria. This map of Exandria this is what is happening. And as you like look up and you're reading this, it's almost like a real in real time kind of vision happening, you know. He starts talking about how many rural societies are losing the grip. He starts talking about how Ruidus is becoming erratic, and that maybe the folklore around it is not folklore. He says that you must find Zanonic, and that he will guide you on the path if you wish to save the lands of Exandria. And then, like, as this is all well written and from Red, the guy that you met with his three ladies, his Charlie Angels, if you will. As like it tails into the details, like it's kind of abrupt in the beginning, you know, like, hey, you guys made it, you figured this out, you are here, and the reason I gave you this is because I knew that there was potential in you. I also knew that something massively is happening in Exandria, and I think it is centered directly around Ruidus, and I think it is something that maybe the betrayer gods have kept as a failsafe, but I can't pinpoint it. I'm at my end. I'm almost over my head, and as you're reading this illusionary script, it goes through all of these details, which are like, okay, I've been there, done that. You know, you have some familiar. Fuck, you know what I'm saying.
Familiarity.
Are you?
No, I know what you're saying. No, I fucking can't say it now either.
All right.
We familiar.
after he gets through that, he's like, you read, oh no, they're here. And like as he's enchanting this, roll me an intelligence check, please. Arcana, because this has to do with
even
magic. Yeah.
better. 24.
You can almost put yourself in the shoes, like illusionary script, powerful mage. You know, you could set something up like this if you had the time. And they're here. We don't have time. We can't defend this. And you read, I'm sorry that I can't help you more. And like the more, the end of the E is kind of like drawn out and dragged like a dead hand. You know, like when your arm goes to sleep or you're falling asleep at your desk, you know, and you just drag your hand out a little bit, and you can see like probably 3/4 of the notes that he had plastered in this room, like FBI room, are there, but 1/4 of them are like scarred, almost like burned. But you know these things can't be burnt by burning means. Like he was halted within this as he cast this, and as you take a quick back, like you look back over to your astrolabe, you can see the glowing dot Naman fade. So now you see Port Damali, Stillben, and Ankarel and Marquette are just kind of like these glowing hubs. But that's in front of you. This is like a fuck ton of information. And it's all over the place.
I need to record all these dates, and I need to rewind things back, but I need to get back to my friends. There's a lot to explain.
Okay. So just skip forward to when you wake up. Is that what you would like to do?
I think so.
Okay.
But was there? Yeah, that's right. Everyone else had settled down, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting a big long rest and getting a big old thing. All right, yeah, I'm good.
All right. So
Sorry for hogging all this, guys.
No.
I love you all.
Hagen, it's like 20 minutes. That's some good shit you got. So as the rest of you come to you wake up, find yourself down on the entry floor of your I wouldn't say humble, although it's taken some damage over the last couple days. It's still a very nice house. And actually, with Marlowe's druid, her manipulation of vines and stuff over the chart part, probably one of the better looking houses now. You know, very rustic and just beautiful in general. But you guys wake up, you find yourself to a common area where someone's making breakfast.
Nemo got up early.
Yeah, Nemo.
And Nemo got up early. He didn't make breakfast for anybody, but he's eating like a sandwich with like no shirt on and just like snacks and no shoes. Just a peg leg and a sandwich.
Wakano heads downstairs.
That's what
He
you
will
see.
groggily put the flask next to him and just shake his head and sit in the chair.
So, Alton will be down relatively early, looking for coffee or tea. Maybe perhaps some breakfast pastries.
I don't think anybody's made anything at this point, so at the time you wake up, you might actually have to go and start making your own coffee. And
Well, it's been a long time, but I'm going to do that Folders commercial where I go right to the cupboard. There it is, like an old friend.
And then it'll just kind of go on, and it'll show you guys all waking up to the smell of coffee. But like, I'm just down there, smiling, like looking out a window.
Marlo floats out of bed from the smell. She's just hanging on the coffee.
Brightbeard will when
don't give
Connell
Marlo
brings out the
caffeine.
rum. When Connell sets down the flask, I'll have a cup of coffee after ultimate it, and I'll just take the rum and I'll just into the coffee, put it back down, keep drinking it.
I'm just gonna hold out my coffee cup.
Dorspier is gonna come down and try and take the sandwich out of Brightbeard's hand.
Fucking bite you.
I mean,
I will shove the whole sandwich in my mouth at once.
Alton, what is this dirty juice? It is quite good.
Oh, this is an old plant. It's been sitting in this hovel since the previous owner. So
well,
as my way of saying, I have no idea what it is, but I
pour more rum into my cup. At hearing that,
but I brewed it.
It's actually
Through a press.
very, very, very high quality coffee.
Does it make Captain Brightbeard perhaps want to put a cozy sweater on? Or anything,
No.
any kind of overgarment?
I mean, unless Captain Brightbeard wants to put a sweater on, I'm not going to make him put a sweater on because.
Oh,
Marlo's
no,
gonna
that was meant to be a question for him. I didn't mean to imply it was yours.
I just look at Alton and I drink more of the coffee.
Marlo's gonna roll for jitters.
Oh, that's
mean-
right. She's a wee one.
Is
A
everyone
9.
down here? Are we waiting on Dorspier? Dorspier, are you down here?
No, there's
Yeah, I tried
came
to
down,
I
like,
got my sandwich.
he tried to grab the sandwich. Nemo
Thanks for
shoved it in his
Alright, that's
mouth.
right.
when not here, right?
Tushars.
No, I was gonna say at this point in time, you just hear this loud dum. He rolled out of bed asleep, and
Oh,
he's just groaning. He's like
there's the
slept
big
in, like a teenager, and he comes out like just tying his shorts or whatever. Just someone, oh wow, I mean to sleep in. That's not tea. What is that?
It's dirt juice.
Dude,
Did you say
Oh,
dirt
yes,
juice?
it's the previous tenant's dirt juice. It's quite good. It's got a
Oh,
kick.
Okay, I'll have some.
Marlo says it's delicious, and when she smiles, she has like grounds in her teeth.
All right, he pours himself a cup of whatever that is.
okay. It is. It's just a.
Brightbeard just stares at Dorspier with his entire sandwich in his mouth. It's like,
Yeah. Some of the meat like hanging out like the left and right side.
all in his beard.
All right, this time I try and take the mug out of his hand because he's too focused on the food.
Okay.
All right.
Roby, slate a
I
hand
rolled a
check.
19 plus 1 on my dex, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, what do you want me to roll here?
Slate a hand.
It's like 19 plus 0. God damn it!
I'm gonna say Nemo.
I had a
You're
19
focused.
plus. I had a 19 minus 1.
All
So
right.
you beat me.
Oh. I thought you said plus 1. Sorry. Oh, damn.
No, minus 1.
You take it right out. Brightbeard
Just
chewing his
chugging
food.
it the whole time and staring right into his soul.
There's a lot of rum in that. And I just grab my flask.
Tushar comes, cracking his back. You can hear it as he comes down the stairs. This, somewhat large individual, after a solid battle. But
Easy on the floor, big guy. I haven't had a chance to fix the inside yet.
I think that needs a little reinforcing. That third step's a little weak.
Yeah, little weak. Marlo, you look over and it's like broken in the center. It's just, like the grades are just bending in a way.
Marlo spends a moment mending it and cuts to the camera and goes, "It's a living."
What is our grand plan for today's endeavors?
Well, I was hoping we could talk about that, and before I get too ahead of myself, perhaps we just lay out a few things we know we currently have on the table. Nemo, I know you're concerned, so I will tell you we still have plenty of time to make your star. At least where I believe it will make landfall, or as close as it will get to it. In the meantime,
about 2 months, based on your last calculations.
Okay, excellent.
All right, Holden. I'll be trusting you.
Don't we also have the potential to upgrade our real estate holdings yet again?
Yes, Lady Truscott had offered cleanup duty on the old keep.
I
think it's a bold
much
move.
nicer.
I am tempted. Is there anything else? Forgive me. I'm this old rattled mind here sometimes forgets. Is there anything else we might have had on our list?
Chances are they'll try to take back the garrison.
Yes, they did mention that.
It had to be tomorrow, I believe.
They head out to it, and you guys would know that's like a 2-week travel, probably.
I'll grab my flask and say, "Footwork for foot soldiers."
We have better things to do. We helped enough.
I as well don't intend to become a tool of war.
I mean, we could inspire them as they leave while we go and whatever we'd like to do.
I'll leave the inspiring to inspiring people, Tuchar. Unless you want to inspire them to drink or pillage, I'm not much up there.
Well, perhaps it's about time I explain some more background on this star that Captain Brightbeard chases and I as well seek. I've recently come into some information that means I may have more points of interest, or at least points to rule out of interest. And I also have something important to show you all, especially you, Connell.
Please don't whip it out.
Tushar takes a seat, flips it backwards, and puts his arms on the back of the seat. And Alton, I've been meaning to hear about the reason why you're adventuring. I haven't had that conversation yet, so please please do fill at least me in. Everyone else knows a bit more than me.
Well, Nemo and I go way back. We met when I was just a lowly scribe, mostly librarian. He was tasked with transporting me, several of higher members of my order, and a large shipment of scrolls. And things went awry, and as such does eventually, I did make my way back to Port Molly with most of the scrolls intact. I spent many years studying and was a very poor wizard until I stumbled upon some very old, forgotten magic, primordial stuff. I grew a knack for it, and I quickly noticed that it shared other commonalities with skills I had already cultivated: navigation, star mapping, cartography. The angles of it all started to really point that it was all interconnected. I may have said this before, but I believe that Genomancy, and specifically Graviturgy, is the truest of all arcane forces. All others are purely symptoms of it. But I digress. The point is, I began to travel in earnest, and I sponsored this group. Many of you here were original members of it, to protect me as I verified some of my theories upon the land. And so far, I've learned even more, and if my theories are true, then there's more to it than just a star when it hits, Nemo. And I don't think it's a star. I think it's a shard of the moon.
A shard of the moon?
I think it's a shard of Ruidus.
You mean you don't think it was sent from the gods?
Well, I don't know if it was sent at all, but if it was, it certainly was triggered at the most optimal time within its orbit to allow such a coincidental cast stray to hit in such a precise and specific location that probably has been hit by a very, very similar phenomena in previous years. I don't know whether this nexus is some ley line across Exandria, although it is a theory I'm looking into. But I do predict that this event will happen, and it's not the first time it's happened, at the very spot we will go to.
You think this has happened before?
I do. All across this great realm.
Oh.
For dramatic effect. The lights in here are crazy.
You can, Brightbeard is visibly confused, and he looks like he's in a little bit of shock. He doesn't know really what to do or say.
Why don't you all follow me up to my room?
takes off her glasses and stops sanding the stair that Tushar had broken, kind of dust off some of the sand, or the sawdust. What are you doing?
Marching order, please.
No, I would say that I just want to make sure that Connell goes in first.
Bradbeard's
check
gonna be
for
last.
traps.
It's like I just want to say, like, as everybody like goes
this
up.
This is what we call a teachable moment, and so I just think that when you come in the room, you'll be able to recognize now a lot of the shapes, even if they're like way above you in level. You could still start to like pick off schools and like technique, just picking up what's going on.
Yeah, so Kana would be towards the back, and as he walks in, you just kind of see his eyes light up.
Yeah.
Just kind of recognizing some
Knowledge.
of the symbols and yeah.
Opening your eyes in
Record is
ways
far
you
behind.
didn't think you could. Yeah, I get that. Marlo,
Childlike wonder.
Marlo would be right there with you, like standing one step down from the ledge she just fixed, like watching everybody step on it, like cringing her shoulders a little bit. And as Tushar makes his way past, you're like, whew. Okay, roll me give me a wisdom check, Marlo. Your wisdom based, your spellcasting is wisdom based. Yeah, go ahead, because Dorspear hasn't crossed there yet, and he's
Dorspear thinks he's had too much rub, based on what he's watching happen right now.
Is this a saving throw or just straight wisdom?
Yeah, just give me wisdom proficiency. So
so that will be 19.
yeah, it holds up fine. Perfect. You fixed it. Everything's good. All right. So you guys make your way up to Alton's room. You open. For flavor, I'm gonna say you can do this. But normally this is once you leave, it's gone for 24 hours. So
Wait. Oh, I thought it was once I set it up, it was for 24 hours. I didn't realize.
No, I believe the way it's worded is if you leave, it ends. Feel free to correct me on that if I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, all right.
You can look it up later.
Yeah. But for now, all right, cool. Sorry, thank you.
No. For purposes pertaining to this session, we are going.
When you all walk in, obviously you see Alton's room. It's really sparse. It doesn't look lived in at all, except that you can see the window. Like there's a small window and it's like cracked open so that Newton can get in and out. And you can see Newton hanging out there, and he like just turns around and is like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like he turns he's facing tails in, head out, and then he does the owl thing where his head turns around. And you can also notice that for whatever reason, he's shitting inward. He's never shitting out of the tower or the window. No idea why. Other than that, you could see a big fancy chalk diagram. You've seen plenty of arcane circles and things like that, so this isn't anything new to you. And a bunch of his like cartography equipment is strewn about on a desk, but it doesn't look used. And then you can see a gate, which you can tell is not a part of the room. It's just there. It's faintly glowing. Alton opens the door. You probably see just like some cool ass celestial bodies of floating gases and and they're captured in super HD with all the cool colors that we know now for whatever reason.
Planet Earth shit.
Yeah,
definitely.
like it's rolling in like that super slow mo kind of thing. Maybe there's music on, like the kind we have right now. Oh yeah, that's nice.
All of you may enter here.
Alton,
And-
before we go in, what do you call this place?
I haven't thought of that. Oh, by the love of Ayun, I currently, I think the gates. No, my Alton's astro. We'll circle round back to it. I'll take notes.
Insight check
but-
'em.
And you know what?
It-
Can we take our break before we get into the group with this?
Yeah, I think actually I just want to set it up so that all I wanted to do was get it out of the way that everyone knows that this is a thing that can be done once a day kind of thing, and that we can all like so that way everyone knows that this isn't just tied to this one building. Like I didn't just make a laboratory here.
After break, I have a little bit of role play during that I might want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll hold off. Let's just break now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to go to the bathroom.
sorry,
You
I'm
know
sorry.
me
Yeah,
and
no
my
problem.
No,
piss
it's
poor
fine.
bladder. It's horrible. So
It's fine,
then-
and I'm sorry to like just hijack this whole sesh, guys.
No,
It's
this
just-
is
great,
great,
this is gonna
need
be very important for the Noctua.
you-
So take your time.
You're
with it, please.
also triggering some shit, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in like 10 minutes. Sorry, I have
OPP.
Give the kids a show.
Bring us back. Give the kids
Yeah,
a show.
I'll set us all up for this.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
There we go. We are back. Alton was leading you into his mansion. I don't. How do you? What do you want to call this?
Magnificent mansion for now?
Yeah.
For now.
That's not what it's called.
That sounds so dirty. I was
Altruistic.
waiting for a dirty remark. All
Alton.
right, and you set
Alton's
Jeff
close.
up.
Look, this is a magnificent mansion. It has many rooms. Each of them can have a very specific purpose that I can choose however I want. Now, follow me into my world that I get to design.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Right.
Connell, Mike, I'm asking you as a person. Jeff, Mike, take my hand and come into my world. Come into it.
Can you be Gene Wilder for the rest of the?
Just go lock
episode?
eyes and do it.
Come
Gonna
inside
come right in
my
that
world.
There's a
Alton-
magical door in your room.
Alton and Connell walk through the door. Marlo, Nemo, Tushar, Dorspiro, what do you do?
As I walk through, I'm just gonna let out a fake scream.
Yeah. You only hear
Nemo
like a
doesn't-
ah, and then it goes silent.
So some of you have seen. I don't know if some of you have seen it. Nemo keeps a burlap doll with button eyes on his side usually. And right now he has that. He's got it on, but he has it, and he's just standing outside of the door near the window, probably where what's your owl's name?
Newton.
Where Newton is shitting on the floor. And I'm just staring at it. Still this blank look of like just shock after the stuff Alton told us, and I'm just kind of standing there, not moving.
So, a quick question: is it a like a bright magical doorway? Can I see into it, or is it just like a white that you have to step through
You
with
open
fate sort of thing?
you open the door and you walk through. You can't see
Is
any.
it that sort
yeah.
of thing?
You can't see through it. Like when you open the door, it looks like space. It looks like celestial bodies, and looks like
Oh,
a
is
big
it-
empty void.
But is it like space, and there's like no floor or anything? You just have to step through.
No floor. You just have to step in.
No space between.
Wow.
You gonna
So
do it?
Leap of faith.
Well, so Tushar would go and take the handle. He would
Yep.
open the door,
Yeah, you
and
see.
he was like, he's not a school learned, well educated guy. He's like, kind of just,
It looks.
he knows what he knows.
It looks like
Marlo-
it looks like when you lay on your back in the middle of pasture, in like the deepest part of the night, on a clear night.
So the door's open.
Yeah.
So I have the door open.
Marlo, what are you doing?
I was going to grab Tushar's hand and noticing he's having some trouble or he's hesitant, was going to grab his hand and walk him through the door.
But that's a nice picture, actually. The biggest one with the shortest one. So I mean, if that's what you're gonna do, he would let you draw him in.
Come now, big one.
Okay, all right. Huh.
She's holding her whole hand around one finger.
Oh my god, this hits me in a special place.
We walk in.
As you step through, you will feel surface where surface should be expected.
You find yourself like on
Oh shit!
a metal
Am I?
grate walkway.
Oh,
You can see Alton like 30 or 40 feet ahead of you, saying, "Come on." Connell's in between you. There's Spirit and Nemo are behind you.
I haven't walked on metal before with my feet.
Yeah.
Dushar doesn't wear shoes. So walking on metal is a new feeling for him.
Yeah. Different.
You can use me as kind of a cane. Feel free.
I mean, it tickles, it hurts a little bit, but okay.
Man, you really clack when you walk on this.
It's like the heel toe, but the toes are fucking dragonborn nails that just like kind of grind like a quick scratch on a chalkboard, you know?
Velociraptoring these toes, okay, guys.
We're step 2 for Broadway. Broadway dudes.
I'm terribly sorry, Tushar. This is really just for the wider corridors. We'll go in here, and
I'll take a sharp turn, and I'm just gonna open a door, and this one you can just all see right into. It goes into this big central grand, like a dome, similar to the same dome shape you saw before, only you weren't really there, but saw Alton going before. But this one is like a big shared eating area. There's like a lounge and like a small, like, there's a reading nook in a corner. There's like 4 grand fireplaces, you know. This is like a central hang. And as soon as you enter, all the other doors that would go off, you'd expect to come back to this circular corridor that you were originally on, all of those doors now go to your own bedrooms off to the side. Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I was just wondering if Dark Spirit had gone in yet.
Yeah, I think.
Yes. So I just have the coffee mug still, and I'm just sipping on it, walking around, having a grand old time.
I'll say during this, Brightbeard's a good ways back because he takes quite a good while before he enters. So he's just kind of trailing, looking around, always glancing back down to that doll in his hand. Just want to make sure that he was last.
As we walk around, Connell's eyes are just wide, just looking all around. What is this?
So I have simple rooms for each of you. Not that you'll need them now, it's bright and early in the morning. But I needed to show you this because it will be available to us on the road. And more importantly, the next phase of it, well, if you'd like to explore your room spaces now, you certainly could. If you'd like to do that at a later time, then I could bring you to the planetarium.
I'd like to go there, Alton.
I was gonna say, Connell has his hand like on a doorknob, like to open a room, and just turns back.
So, Alton, you made this?
I had some help, but yes.
The wonders of magic, I guess. I mean, I can make things cold, but shoot.
Well, I will warn you that nothing here can be transported out of here.
Nothing?
Well,
Alton, I need to see what you're telling me. I need to see it with my eyes.
mind blowing.
I know, my friend, and it's the real reason I needed to show all of you this. It's something I can't just explain. I need more of a visual aid, much more than a silent image and a minor illusion combined could do. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Perhaps, would you, the rest of you, mind if we continue?
More than happy to see more of this place.
So I'll take us to another gateway out of this central area. All of you are as guests of mine, welcome to this.
And your elevators are like an everlasting astrolabe. They like pause, and you like step on, and it just you have like multiple spheres just wrapping around you on pretty much the same axis, but from different directions.
Yeah, and so once we're walking on something, and just so you guys know, in fact, Connell, you'll appreciate this the most. Your weight when it's in the central corridor of anything will affect, like a combination lock, how you can get into rooms. Now, because all of you are my invited guests, and technically no one could get in here unless they were invited, you can get to your rooms very easily. However, if you wanted to, on the corridor, if you sprint around past 3 doors, you need to have to run past 3, then you could take any of the inner doors, the inner door line, and that would get you to your room. And then there's a lot of mechanisms built into this like that, so that you could jump to central rooms or jump to more private rooms. All of you are allowed in every single aspect of this semi-complex maze, with the exception of 2 layers. No, it's more akin to an attic.
So this is why you took our weight.
Yes, in fact, I was meaning to ask, Tushar, have you recently gained weight? I hate to put you on the spot, but
I mean, I've bulked up a little bit while we're on the road. I think I'm around pounds is for what you guys use, right? 300 pounds is where I'm at.
Well, that's yes. I'll have to update that just ever so slightly, but very, very good. You see that the rest of you could learn a valuable lesson about the importance of mass.
Motion to the room, please.
Oh, right. To the all right. So follow me, and then this door I open up, and where you would expect yet another corridor, it's a strange corridor where it's just 2 stories high, hallway, round circle, just bookshelves, books and books and books, and then separated by the usual door frames each time, and then we'll go through one of those, and now we will ascend to my planetarium.
This is definitely a the metal platform style, and I'm gonna walk right in.
How
with
big are the
Catherine.
crates?
I feel like I want them to be big enough so that they're not gonna really fuck with Tushar's nails, but he's not gonna like it. It's like when my dog
I'm
goes
more,
to hell.
I'm more questioning
Howland
how's
Island.
my peg
Be
leg
like-
long instead of my wooden foot.
Ooh, no. Well,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
you'd
I
be
do- I
better
try
with
to walk
something
on the-
wide, but you won't. You're not
Yeah.
gonna fall through.
I like to
Right,
think the
right.
floor changes for
It,
Nemo.
it'll be better next time.
Ooh, I like that. I like the
Based
yeah.
on
Over
his
time, I'll
mass.
fix this. Yeah,
Okay.
based on his mass, it catches him,
Yeah.
no matter what.
There are points, Nemo, where you get your peg leg, like you have to like yank it out, and then you start like shifting your weight just a little bit, so you're not putting your full pressure on that peg. But that'll be fixed.
This is quite. So we can see the moons and everything right now.
Uh,
Okay.
Are you in that room with
I
the
believe so, aren't we?
think so.
center astrolabe that's like ever shifting, like a 3D rendition of Exandria? And you can see
What you're
like
saying is open.
a pulse in Exandria. Marlo, before we get into RP shit, Marlo,
Yes.
you quickly pick out the point in Wildmount, which is where you are. Like you're like, oh, we're in that point. That's us. And you can see another point as the sphere shifts of Taldori. You can see a point in Marquette. And actually, I was wrong in this. My notes. You also see a point in Isolera. I think that's Slara, which is to your east and a little north, but continents over. And it's shifting like on an axis. This globe, the astronomy is shifting. The stars, Dorspira. When you step in this room, the Kathas, the Moonweaver, is like a bit dim. You know, for what you believe, a bit dim. But that's what you see, that's what you feel. I'll shut up now.
Okay, now, what are you saying about the star? That it's not a star.
Come closer here to the central area.
All right.
As we
Show
can
me.
see it, I'll show. It'll be the globe of Exandria, but it's really zoomed in so we can see where we are now. It's very topographical. You can see mountain ranges and forests and plains and waterways. And I'm going to zoom out of it and roll it back to the wide open seas. And I want to show Cornelius where he was when
Right,
he
Beard?
first saw the star scream across the sky. And so
I would have been in. Oh God. Hold on. When I first saw the star, Brightbeard was in Ecadronus.
Were you on land or were you on the ship then?
I was on land when I first saw the star.
Okay.
So I'll demonstrate around. I'll basically calculate that exact day and show you, and then we'll zoom out and we'll follow the trajectory. And
Brightbeard like holds on to things as like the gyroscope moves around.
and we'll sort of play it forward and backwards a little bit so that I can show him where it landed in the event that I believe happened from it,
Okay.
and then demonstrate that the star he is seeing are actually several fragments of shards, and that I believe that the one you have seen has already hit, but I
Yeah.
believe there's another, and I suspect I know when.
All right.
What
So
do you believe? Go ahead.
so as you shift it back, it looks like a solar flare. You know, we've seen solar flares, But this is from the dull brown moon. It's obvious, the trajectories, everything about it. The first one that you saw, as you shift through time, Alton, lands in Pride's Call. As you're doing that, you shift through.
Where is Pride's Call?
In Wildmouth.
We were there.
Sorry.
So Pride's Call is probably
It's like east of Zadash, or excuse me, west of
northwest.
Northwest. Yeah.
Northwest of Zadash. It's in the Zemnian fields, like in Zemnia, like original Zemnia. The second one has not landed, but is on a trajectory for Kaimul in Taldori.
So what you're telling me,
Is that the one in 2 months?
No. Oh, roll me an intelligence check. Let's see.
He does that. So, Odin, you're telling me that these fragments are not celestial bodies per se, but fragments owned by
I mean, by the loosest definition, they are certainly celestial bodies. But I
there's more.
believe they are just fragments of that dull
they were
moon.
sent by the gods. They were not sent by
Nemo.
Ford or the Moonweaver
Nemo.
or anyone.
Nemo. I cannot tell you whether or not these were sent by the gods.
Oh, you gotta
But
settle
I
it. I need these. I need to grant the blessing of some god. And if I can't do that by finding this worthless piece of rock, I'm like gripping the little doll really tight, like as I'm saying all this. Which means I won't stand the
Nemo.
blessings.
Nemo, what's
You don't
really
understand,
going on?
also. If I can't get them their blessings, then they won't bring her back to me.
I can give you a blessing. I'll pull out some holy symbols.
I bitch slap Connell.
I see that happen, and my hand immediately goes to my hammer.
Whoa.
And I just turn right back to Alton. Alton. If I don't gain, he won't bring her back to me. He took her from me, and I will not get her back. You're telling me this is all for nothing.
It's not for nothing.
Alton, he took her from me. And you can see like tears welling up in Brightbeard's eye. No shirt on, still just pants. Like gripping this doll tightly, like looking at you with tears in his eyes.
Alton will go in for a hug. Reaching down for a dwarven hug. Let's do this. Come here. Come here.
I stop saying they and I start saying he took her from me.
Come, brother.
I don't fight it. I let you hug me. I don't fight it. And Brightbeard begins to weep. And I'm not gonna weep, but in the weeping he says, they took my daughter from me, my sapphire. And I need that star.
We will get that.
Breaks down.
It may be no star, but I do believe We will find your Starfire within.
Starfire.
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Fuck! I can't even. Fuck!
That's right.
And,
Even the
and just
GM.
in the weeping, he goes, "No, Alton, you don't understand. He took her from me. She's dead." And he just keeps weeping.
Alton. Fuck. I throw.
I'm gonna after I show him this, I'm gonna also show everyone various other projections from Ruidus and where I believe they landed. And I'm gonna keep setting the time back, and then I'm gonna set them to the time where I'm predicting where a shard of Ruidus will land.
Meg.
So that way everyone, basically, long story short, that whole thing you guys saw in the beginning, you all know about it now.
Fuck.
Where were they landing again? Just for.
What's that?
I said, where were they landing again? Just for.
Oh, yeah.
Kaimal? Was it Kaimal?
Based on the projections, pardon me. Holy fuck.
I don't think that's a city.
About shoot me. About 4 months ago, it appears that one landed in Pride's Call. It appears that in about 2 months' time, one is going to land in Gaimul. You, Alton, with your knowledge, the chances of like the normal anomaly of like falling stars and that shit, your fear is that won't happen until something is done about this. You have had the last time you looked through your telescope, you saw the constellations kind of shift in a protective manner around Kathas. Nemo has had dreams about running through seas of deadness. Dorspira has too. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cough on you.
It's all good.
No, it's okay, bud.
No, you're good.
I get it. So, I really wanted to make sure Nemo saw what he needed to see. He needed to see to know the truth. I think it's important that Marlowe also sees and recognizes this, but I suspect that Marlowe is like, yeah, my people have just known this kind of thing. Like, I don't know whether or not it's a big deal or whatever. I suspect it's gonna feel familiar. And then obviously Kano, I think, will be jerking off to wizard stuff.
You'll actually
And,
see Connell just staring at one point on the map. Amon.
That fades. It fades. Like.
That point is no longer there, Connell.
Yeah, he's just still gonna keep staring where that point should be.
After everything is shown, if there's nothing else really being shown, Brightbeard will stand up, kind of try to bring himself together. He's like, I can't bring her back. I'll help all of you with your goals. And I'll look at Durspier and Connell more intensely a little bit in this moment. But then I need your help to kill him.
At this point, I have like the dregs of my coffee and rum left, and because I've never had coffee before, I don't know that it's gritty at the bottom, so I just hand it over to Nemo as a peace offering, not realizing that I'm just torturing his mouth.
He doesn't drink it. I need your help to kill the one who took her from me.
Absolutely. You say who, we'll find him.
Connell.
You have my hammer.
No questions asked.
Actually,
Yeah.
Alton, do you show them the room from Red? The red,
Wait,
the red room.
The red room? Red room?
wait, oh yeah, yes,
Red room?
yes. I'm gonna show them the siren, and I'll be like,
This room only appears when I set the astrolabe to these specific coordinates, this date. As far as I'm concerned, this space exists only at one point in time. And when it is open here for us. And perhaps for another. I'm really not certain. But
and I set the clock back, and so that they can see how it all plays out, and then they could inspect the
Connell,
weird ass room.
your instincts kick in. You know, your focus has always been finding the things that other people don't find. And you're shifting it a little bit to finding things that don't make sense in the arcane side of it. You know, why do I see this glyph over here and this glyph over here when one's aberration, one's evocation? There has to be some kind of chain, something. You start connecting, and at every junction, like an outlet in your house, you start seeing these symbols. Fate to the naked eye. This is someone that's trying to extend himself on an arcane side and use his instincts. You see this symbol. And if you point it out to anybody, it looks an awful lot like so many symbols. Asmodeus's horns are at the top. Tharizdun's hexagon is wrapped around, and in the center you focus, and you can see the intertwining of the Shadow Stalkers set right in the center. And you notice at least 3 betrayer gods lined amongst this, like unlinked spots. Like, we had this guy, but we know he did it, but we can't link him. And we have this guy over here, we know he did it, but we can't link him. You know, all of these spots over this marvelous, like, fantasy FBI room. All right? It is literally map of Exandria, notes, everything that you would want to see right now in 2022, but we're Fantasyland, so it's all like parchment color.
Yeah, so you'll see Connell just kind of go up to the wall and like run his hand against it and look at the runes and start tracing them like across and just kind of connecting some dots. And then as he does that, he'll kind of, like, look back to Alton. Just
Connell, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Do I get a bonus from Door Spear or no?
No.
No, okay. So that'd be a 16.
Okay. You hear? Oh. I know it's been a couple days, comrade, but still. I just want you to know that, I applaud your strengths. It has made me understand that I need to shift alignments because I'm coming for you. I am going to be the end of you. And like, as the you, like, enters your mind, it's like a cacophony of birds. You know, like when you startle a million birds under a tree and they just flutter out. That's what you hear.
Did I recognize the voice?
Oh, yeah. You do. It sounds very much like, what the fuck was his name?
The devil.
A big scary guy. I don't have D&D.
Which one?
Big scary guy.
Let me.
Big scary guy we fought in the
yeah, in the
in
pit.
the ring.
In the pit.
Flying dude.
Yeah.
Hold on. I
The guy
gotta
with the
bring
shadow
up.
people.
I should have had D&D Beyond up for this, but I didn't for some reason. God.
Lord.
While you do that, did anyone else hear that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just as you ran your fingers over the symbols. You also gather with that. What's your passive investigation?
18.
You sense Osmodius. You sense Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion, and the Shadow Strikers. But this emblem is like they join together.
Of them all.
Yeah, like a combination, a blend of everything. You know, just hanging out. And
Did you guys hear that?
Hear what's that? Sound of me heart breaking.
You
Hear
didn't
what?
You didn't hear that voice.
No, I didn't hear any voice.
Marlo's
Alton?
gonna. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Marlo is going to wild shape into an otter, and crawl up Nemo's leg and curl around his neck.
Nemo, fuck, I hate you so much. He like pats you on the head and starts crying more, and he starts to walk out.
Alton.
He'll drop the doll too, and he'll just walk out.
oh,
I'll
Lord.
pick up the doll and put it next to Alton.
Okay. The name you are looking for is Lord Tyrannus
Here it is, right.
from the Shadow
That guy.
Strikers.
Lord of the
yes.
Tyranids.
I believe he showed up when we were really whooping some ass in the Colosseum, where we've still yet to be paid.
He is a charismatic bad guy that tries to take advantage of opportunities. And
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Alton, what is this wall?
Oh, that one? I'm sorry, I can't quite see it from here. Perhaps you could describe it and I could yes and.
so listen, what you see now that you really inspect
Bell?
everything is Red's guidance leads to this multi-chambered deity. Like, not just one deity, like a symbol of bad guys. Now, everybody that has been in Wildmount their life, so Marlo, Dorspira, and Tushar, all roll me history checks. At advantage, because you've lived here.
Natural 20. -1 for a 19, because I suck
Hell
at
yeah.
intelligence.
Hell yeah.
I rolled 2 7s.
I will know that Brightbeard's just sitting outside of this room because he can't figure out how to get out.
History.
Marlo rolled 2 and a 3.
So it's a 7 either way for me.
Part 1.
Let's see here. Where was it going?
History of Wildmount. Something.
Yeah, I know. I had something good. This is the downfall of Andy right here. I have something good, and I lose it. I don't want to force it, so let's go ahead and stop right there for tonight.
Sounds good. 11.
It's 11. That's kind of what I want. So we're gonna pick up next
Quick
session.
question.
Yeah. Fuck
When
it.
I touched it, did it feel like I connected with him and then
No.
it spoke right to me?
No, it was.
Or was it more like echoes?
It was more like you've picked up so many of these symbols and have come across. You're the one of the group that has come across the most. You've dealt with the most weird people even before you came into this group. Where like you're tracing it, and as you complete it, that's when it hits.
Okay.
You understand that this is not a symbol of one god.
Okay.
This is a group effort of multiple factions.
Yeah, so
You
it wasn't
know?
like I just touched it and like I connected with him and
No.
saw or something like that. Okay. I just wanted to
So,
make sure.
with that, let's go ahead and do this because I got something for Dorspira. I just got to get it back in the brain. And this was my worry about tonight running sick, is I'm running at half speed. I'm not as quick. I know as soon as I fucking stop this session, I'm going to be like, oh, that's what I wanted to say. But whatever. We'll see you Saturday for Chaos Chronicles. Be safe.
Music by Arcane
Yep.
Anthems.
Don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Yeah.
Because you get access to the
And
halftime
Rob.
show. Plus, sometimes we hang out after the show. You never know.
Shirtless. Always.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait,
You're not
hold
allowed.
on.
You're
No.
not as-
Oh, wait. You didn't like it?
Sometimes
Totally
he's-
bottomless.
sometimes
Bottomless.
he's
Diaries.
asleep.
We're always
Oh,
bottomless.
no one's wearing pants. No one's wearing pants.
Diaries
Donald
After
sucking
Dark.
it.
Love you. Peace. We're
By
out.
the way,
Bye.
did you want to go over our classes? Or level
I'm
up?
Yeah.
on TV.
Huh? Wait, what? Pause?
Nothing.
Did you
Ending.
want to go over our level up?
I want to know that. We can play that out.
Yeah,